Ride-hailing services were introduced in Nigeria for ease of movement for passengers. Since 2016, the technology-driven transportation system has proven worthwhile for many of its users. But the drivers are now crying foul. They say fares charged by the companies since 2016 have remained unchanged despite rising inflation in the country. This is why they have kicked off a 3-day warning strike. There are vehicles that will be taken off the roads for the duration of the industrial action. They share experiences as they gather to sensitize one another on the task ahead. Insecurity and sexual harassment are some of their problems, especially the female drivers.
We are tired of carrying Mr. without a name. We are tired of carrying Bush without a name. We are tired of carrying Cobra, Ghosts. These are people I have carried without picture, without names. So we want them to provide the riders.
The leaders say they have written several petitions to their companies to no avail.
The security in the app does not favor the drivers. We carried riders who enters our vehicles and steal our cars, kill us, and their records is not found anywhere. Secondly, the rate at which the fare does not conform with the present economic situation of Nigeria.
Rising voters' apathy is generating concern among election managers and democracy campaigners. Many Nigerians are no longer interested in voting, having lost faith in the system. IAGA Africa and the United Nations Development Programme are determined to change the narratives through its 60% of us projects. The project is aimed at mobilizing at least 60% of eligible young voters to register, collect their permanent voters card, and vote in the 2023 elections, using traditional and non-traditional tools of political mobilization.
We are implementing a project that will increase turnout because the more people continue to disengage from voting, the more we undermine the democratic process and we produce very bad, incompetent and unaccountable leaders.
The project also focuses on the states with the lowest voter registration and PVC collection rates, according to data from the Independent National Electoral Commission. Having shortlisted 13 of these persons out of the 100 applications received, trainings were given to them to ensure effective implementation of the projects.
They got a grant of about 1 million naira each. And the ideas were chosen as the most creative, obviously with the time frame also in mind. Today, colleagues from IAGA Africa trained them on how to manage projects, how to manage resources. And now as time is running out, we need to move, we need to go back to the field.
51% of registered voters in Nigeria are young people between 18 and 35. In fact, in the recent data released by INEC on the level of turnout for the CVR, 78% of those who are registering are young people. So they are quite a very huge and important category.
The need for peace in any nation cannot be overemphasized, as it forms the basis for any meaningful development. While Nigeria is not at war, the pockets of violence and conflict in some parts of the country gives the appearance that it is. The UN Resident Coordinator to Kyrgyz Republic, Dr. Ozonia Ojielo, says conflicts are now more complex than they used to be, requiring a different approach. He recommends a whole-of-government and a whole-of-society approach to resolving them, if Nigeria is to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. He identifies some measures needed to approach peace in Nigeria.
Societies that possess more cohesion, that have higher income levels, that promote more inclusive economic and political regimes, that have a more diversified economy, and a history of peaceful cooperation among groups will experience less violence. So this is not rocket science.
The Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution is tasked to take more proactive steps in preventable deployments, especially on mediations.
The idea of prevention is even more important today than it was many years ago. And it's not just a tokenism. It's not tokenism that we actively now need to work and focus on preventing violent conflict. And unfortunately, the multilateral architecture we have for doing that, it's frayed.